Oh, I'm live. Hello everyone, I'm ebloodycandy. Welcome to a awesome display of Cliffhanger for the NES on this fantastic Wednesday evening, afternoon, probably not morning anymore. I want you all to take a second here to watch the computer play the game at a very top level here. You're going to see how much the game wants to play itself right here. Yep, that's good. Just fell off the cliff and died. Alright, so little reminiscent of Ghostbusters 2 intro screen for the NES. But this is another good one too. This is a shorter cliff plop. There ain't no hanging off of those cliffs. Alright, we're getting started in 3, 2, 1. Let's roll here. So this game stars Sylvester Stallone, and this is Cliffhanger, based off of the action-packed movie from the 90s. First hard part of the game is actually the first jump of the game. You think you jump early, but no, you have to use coyote time, a lot of coyote time, off of the edges of the platform to get over them. We don't have boots yet, so we can't run, but hey, we just got some boots, and then right here, if you hold, yeah, get into a nice little spot here, and if you hold up at the rope, don't embarrass me, Sylvester Stallone, you can climb that rope right there, and we're gonna hold up and right at the same time to sprint. And typically you'd want to sprint across these, but momentum in this game, you'll see later on, is both your friend and your enemy. So we don't really fight, we don't fight any of the animals at all. We do beat up some bad guys, but we don't beat up any animals, because we are a good human being. So what we're gonna do here, we could use that rope. Okay, we're gonna use the rope moving forward. Typically you can make that jump if you do the right coyote time there, but we're just gonna play it safe now, moving forward. We do have 3 continues if it does come down to that. But every practice run I've had so far today, I've died to fall damage, because that is a thing in this game. So we're just gonna play a little safe right there. So here you can see we have momentum going into these jumps. We can jump down the steps and move into this section here. So here we're going into our first climbing section of the game. So you're gonna see a ton of these rocks fall down, which is all fine and dandy, but if they hit you while you're on the ladder, they will knock you off of the ladder. If you're too high up on the ladder and get knocked off of the ladder, there is a high likelihood that you will die to fall damage. And there is no rhyme or reason behind what causes, or what, how you die from fall damage. You can be a foot off the ground, or you can be 20 feet off the ground. Sometimes you live, sometimes you die, and that's just the motto for Sylvester Stallone's game, apparently. So here we find the wrecked plane. Then we get fiddled by one of the bad guys' people, and they're like, "Oh, we're a bad person," and then we break free because we're Sylvester Stallone. We know how to box, and then here we're gonna do a lot of running, and these are our first blocking segments here. We have to fight our way out of the locked segments. We're gonna try and go top route here. Beautiful. You can heal yourself in the bottom middle of my screen. You can see a health bar. That health bar goes up if I burn money at the fire pit. But you kind of just passively do it. We're gonna wait for him to walk the other way. He actually knocked me off the cliff earlier. He's a jerk. There we go. Then we have this knife here, this handy dandy knife we're gonna throw at this guy. All right. So here we probably get into some of the harder segments of the game here now, where we actually have to understand a little bit of the fight mechanism going on here. Understanding hitboxes is actually pretty crucial, and understanding jump physics in this game starts to get really, really important here, because when you get hit, you get, I don't want to call it stunned, but you do have to pause a little bit. That happens, it's the worst when it happens in the climbing section for the ladder. because if you try to jump and you get hit with a rock as you're running and jumping, you just lose all your momentum. So we're gonna get a little bit of heal here. We're gonna encounter our first boss. We don't have any weapons, so we're just gonna walk into him and just punch him and hope he just rolls backwards. If we get too close into his hitbox, he can hit us, but we can't hit him anymore. One of those types of games. And then once we beat him up enough, he's gonna fall off the edge. Like that. Then we're gonna go into this cabin. This is probably the hardest stage in the game. Alright, good job everyone, we did it. We broke through. This is the first stage that really probably gives you the most anxiety when it comes to fall damage. And it doesn't happen until literally the end of the stage. For some reason, don't know why, if you happen to walk off the ledge, you will die from fall damage. But if you jump off the ledge, you live. Don't know why, but that's how it is. Best stage in the game. Right here, I thought he was gonna despawn there for a second. I was a little nervous. Best stage in the game, right here. Do y'all like snowboarding? Do you like pool boarders? Everyone likes pool boarders. Look at that hair physics, dude. We're good. Let's go. Alright, moving into here. This is probably the second toughest jump in the game, where you do need a little bit of coyote time for this one as well, along with your sprint to make that jump. We go into the cave, and this jump here I found out earlier tonight, you have to have running momentum to make. This is how it is. In this stage here, we have a chance to get what we call early mitts. What early mitts is that in the next stage after the boss, we can start climbing the stage right away. Oh, we got it. All right, we're 4 for 4 tonight. So those boxing gloves right there are going to help us climb the mountain once we get out of this cave. Typically, you'd have to spend a few seconds to go to the bottom left of the screen. But since we have early mitts, we can climb immediately. So here we're going to fight the boss in the cave. For those of you that probably have watched me play Cliffhanger, you've probably seen me play the Game Boy version of Cliffhanger. And this boss on the Game Boy version is brutally difficult. Meanwhile, the version on the NES is a piece of cake, and you can literally just punch him in the back of the shins and he falls over. So here we're gonna, those logs actually hurt you. So this stage is what makes the NES version of the, oh, okay, well, I guess we're not gonna jump up there. This version of the stage makes the NES version of the game the easier of the two between the NES and Game Boy. The reason that is, can I actually make the jump that time? Good job. We're gonna get shot twice. All right, that's fine. The reason that is because right here in the Game Boy version, you actually have to jump onto those logs as they're moving across the water. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the platforming in this game is not good. Can we just shoot that guy? Thank you. So we don't want the dynamite. That guy right there, he's just gonna fall over. Here we're just gonna pretend we're just, you know, an action hero at this point. We got some more money. Shoot him in the kneecaps. Now we're just gonna make a dead sprint to the end of the stage. Alright, so here's the climbing segment here. So since we got the mittens, we can immediately climb right away. Again, very similar to the ladder stage, as we're climbing, if we get hit by a rock, we fall down. That's why we want to try and keep these platforms underneath of us as much as possible. And again, there is fall damage, so if we fall down too far, we're dead. Simple as that. So this is the final main stage of the game here, where we do have an awkward jump coming up right here. Oh, okay. Well, this is life. So we have an awkward jump right here, where we're going to try and keep our sprinting momentum. Then we have another awkward jump coming up right here. Alright, and now we're going to grab a gun and we're going to fight a helicopter with a revolver. That's what you do in action movies. While dodging bullets. Right. Do want to keep, I did die to this fight earlier tonight. This is one of the easiest boss fights in NES history. All right, so if you actually walk underneath of that helicopter as it crashes down, you can actually get killed by it depending on how much health you have. It's pretty awesome. So this is the final boss fight. Time will be coming up here once we knock him off the cliff and transition to credits. What we'll want to do is climb up at the very, very top of the cliff here. We're gonna wait for him. Then we're gonna shoot him until we run out of bullets. And then we're gonna punch him off the cliff. And that is time. Alright, that is Cliffhanger for the NES. No weird glitches, no crazy out of bound tricks, no crazy anything at all. It's understand very slippery controls. So but yeah, so Cliffhanger, actually pretty, people are gonna call it a really bad game. Honestly, it's not awful. Take your time with it. It's kind of fun casually. Speedrun can be a little frustrating. I would say if you're looking to speedrun the Cliffhanger game at all, choose the NES version over the Game Boy version. I know that's gonna be weird for me to say, but the NES version is actually a lot easier than the Game Boy version. But yeah, that is all I got. I'll be back on again Saturday morning for a Game Boy block. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then obviously we got the Disney Relay coming up this weekend as well. But that's it for me. I will see you all in a couple days. Enjoy the rest of Retrothon. I'll see you all in chat.